Good evening. As you all prepare this day to become bishops, I stand before you as a Christian chaplain, and I know that we come from many worldviews, and I invite you to join me in a spirit of prayer as your faith tradition would indicate. And if you claim no tradition as your own, then still I invite you to join me in a moment of reflection. Will you join me now? As we enter this space of new beginnings, this sacred moment, this first inhalation of a story yet untold, as we stand upon the temporal fulcrum and turn upon this bend in the road, as we grow from child to adulthood and change strikes all that we have ever known. In this beginning, in the midst of these uncertain times, where equality long deferred demands to be actualized, where COVID uproots our habits, our dreams, and our lives, where hope sits quietly, waiting to be recognized. May we find love in this place. May we find home in these people. May we find curiosity to seek difficult answers and courage to face hard truths. May we find joy in the journey as we slowly discover all that we shall yet become. Amen.
Good evening. Welcome to the 179th Ohio Wesleyan University Convocation. This event marks the official opening of the 2020-21 academic year. At this convocation, we come together as faculty, staff, alumni, families, and students to join our first-year students as you begin your OWU experience. Last August, I'm sure that none of you imagined that you'd be starting college with an online ceremony like this. We are all profoundly disappointed that this ceremony could not be held in front of Merrick Hall, with Elliott Hall, the first home of Ohio Wesleyan in 1842, standing behind you. But think of those first students who came to live and learn in Elliott Hall in the 1840s. Could they have ever seen the amazing technology that allows us to connect here today from all over the world? The pandemic has pushed us to become experts at overcoming time and space, to connect with friends, colleagues, and people everywhere. What a powerful tool that will be in your education and throughout your life. Over the next 4 years, you will use technology and real face-to-face, closer than 6 feet interactions to create a web of connections with the people attending this convocation and with many more across the Ohio Wesleyan campus and around the world. In fact, the students in this class come from 30 states and Washington, D.C., as well as 18 other countries which are represented by the flags on this stage. You may not know them now, but some of these people will change your life forever. Whether you're on campus this fall or learning remotely, you soon will be getting to know your classmates and some of the 1,000 students who are returning to OWU for their second, third, or fourth years. They come from around the world and have life experience you have never imagined. So get ready, because they will open up new worlds for you. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you one of those returning students, the president of WCSA, Ohio Wesleyan's student government organization. Jose Matute is a senior from Clinton, North Carolina. He's a politics and government and pre-law double major and plans to attend law school after he graduates in May. In addition to serving as this year's WCSA president, Jose also has served as the vice president of WCSA and he earned a Golden Bishop Award, OWU's highest student honor, recognizing him as the student government's best overall member. Hosea is also a member of the Phi Gamma Delta fraternity and is a wonderful example of the power of an OWU liberal arts education. It is my pleasure to introduce Jose Matute.
President Jones, thank you for that warm welcome. And to you and the members of the faculty, thank you for this opportunity to speak today. To the alumni community, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, the incoming class of 2024, welcome. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as the Ohio Wesleyan Student Body President to welcome you to this amazing community. If you are anything like I was when I first started, you're probably thinking a million different things, asking yourselves a million different questions like, did I make the right choice? Is it worth the sacrifices that I made to get here? And to both of those questions, I say yes. In fact, I can assure every one of you that you are here because you deserve it, and because you can bring new and exciting ideas to this diverse learning community. So welcome. I imagine some of you are just like me in that you have arrived knowing exactly what topic you want to study, and you intend to stay focused on that topic. I came in with a clear goal to graduate with an environmental science degree, and just yesterday I was applying to law schools around the country. While I think that it is great that many of you may know exactly what you want to study, I also would like to encourage you to be open to new ideas, experiences, and directions. You are learning from some of the greatest minds in their fields and with the best and the brightest students surrounding you. And you will undoubtedly be challenged about new topics or be challenged to think about old topics in a new way. So as I welcome you, I want to say this. You will hear the word welcome many times in the coming weeks, days, and hours. But I want you to know that welcome is not a mere pleasantry. It has meaning here at Ohio Wesleyan. It truly means that we want you to be welcome here, that we want you to feel free and to be yourself, that you should feel free to be comfortable, that this university is meant to be a place of learning and a place of growing. We believe that you will learn and grow best when you feel welcomed. You'll find throughout the coming days, weeks, months, and years that when you begin to explore the wonders that Ohio Wesleyan has to offer, that when you open your mind and your imagination, you can get to the places that once felt like dreams and aspirations. There is an incredible community that rallies around you when you have an idea that you want to pursue, because one thing that people never doubt here is that anything is possible. You just have to have the ability to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. College truly is, in fact, what you make it. I can tell you this with honesty and sincerity because it happened to me. I am the first person in my family to go to college, and I stand here before you as the first Hispanic president of the student body in OWU history. I share this to demonstrate that there is no barrier that cannot be overcome, and that there is no goal that cannot be reached when you commit yourself to it. And by extension, I want you to know that the entire community, from your soon-to-be classmates to President Jones himself, everyone will be with you each and every step of the way, supporting you, encouraging you, and sustaining you as you start your new life chapter at Ohio Wesleyan. We cannot be more excited to welcome you into this vibrant learning community. It is you who make us who we are, and we look forward to the fresh ideas and the energy that you will bring to campus. So, on behalf of the student body at Ohio Wesleyan University, we are so happy that you made the decision to join us. Welcome.
Good evening. Let me be among the first to officially welcome you, new transfer students and the class of 2024. I know how excited you are to be starting your first semester at Ohio Wesleyan, either here on campus or remotely, and regardless of where you are right now, you are probably a bit nervous. anxious, eager, and/or excited. You share those feelings of both trepidation and enthusiasm with thousands of first-time college students around the country, particularly as you will have an experience like no other, navigating the very beginning of your college career during a global pandemic. I thought that I might help you mitigate some of those early feelings of anxiety by sharing information about you so that you could start to get to know each other. There's no question that individually and collectively, you are an interesting and accomplished group. You join us from a diverse array of locations, representing 30 states, Washington, D.C., and 18 other countries. You are an academically talented group. Among other academic accolades, 76 of you were members of National Honor Society in high school. A number of you are globally minded, as 17 of you have already had study abroad or exchange experiences during high school. Outside of the classroom, you've kept very busy. 274 of you participated in varsity sports in high school, 90 of you were team captains, and 49 of you were all-star, all-state, or all-region in a varsity sport. 49 of you were involved in theater, with 9 of you playing a lead role or serving as a director of a production. 32 of you were involved in marching band, while 78 of you participated in concert band, orchestra, or choir. A number of you spent time in journalistic pursuits. 8 of you were the editors of a literary magazine, 7 of you were the editor of your yearbook, and 8 of you were the editors of your school newspaper. In addition to these leadership roles, you made your mark in other ways as well. 6 of you are Eagle Scouts, and 2 of you are the recipients of a Girl Scout Gold or Silver Award. 22 of you served in a leadership role in your high school student government, including at least 11 student body or class presidents. 39 of you were involved in a diversity club or organization, 10 of you participated in Model UN, and 12 of you were members of a debate or speech team. 24 of you were involved in a religiously affiliated organization, and 125 of you held a job while you were in high school. Almost half of you also chose to volunteer your time in service to others. I also want to mention a few of your specific accomplishments to give you a sense of the eclectic array of interests your classmates possess. Among you include a student who served on the Superintendent's Student Advisory Council for their school district, a student who participated in the Young Legislators Group for their home state, a student who has created simulators for both Xbox and Kinect games, a student who's done research on the impact of sunscreen on coral, a Horatio Alger Scholarship recipient, a student who aspires to be a third-generation dentist, a student who's competitive both as a horseback rider and motocross rider, a student who is a volunteer and paid performer at Cirque Louis Unicycle Project, a national-level cricket player, a student who won a national Rubik's Cube competition, and another student who won an international Rubik's Cube competition, a student who won an award at an international children's film festival, a student who runs his own landscaping company, a student who hiked the Triple Crown on the Appalachian Trail, a student who is both a state champion in a weightlifting competition and a silver award winner in the National Robotics Challenge, a nationally published book illustrator, and a youth board member of the Wolakota Native American Reservation nonprofit organization. The list of your impressive accomplishments goes on and on. You bring many interests, achievements, and accolades to Ohio Wesleyan, and our community will be better for your enthusiasm and aspirations. You all have the potential to excel here, and every member of the community looks forward to helping you discover and achieve your goals. I am thrilled to have the opportunity to present to all of you watching tonight our transfer students and the Ohio Wesleyan class of 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stefanie. On behalf of the faculty and staff, the Board of Trustees, the students, and the alumni of Ohio Wesleyan University, I am honored to welcome the members of the Ohio Wesleyan class of 2024, and those who by transfer joined the classes of 2022 and 2023. We are thrilled to have you join the Bishop family. You will often hear someone here say, "It is a great day to be a bishop." Your arrival whether in person on campus or virtually, makes this another great day to be a bishop. Today you take your place in a community of scholars that for nearly 180 years has provided a setting to explore big ideas, ask big questions, dream big dreams, and prepare lives for lives of meaning and purpose that in some cases have literally changed the world. But never before has a group of students begun their time at Ohio Wesleyan as you begin your time here. We're living in the midst of a pandemic that has changed everything about the way we live and work. You will be the first class in our history to split time between the classroom and virtual learning. You are trailblazers. What does the fall semester hold in store for us? We won't be able to gather in large groups. When we see each other, we'll be wearing masks and will not be able to see our smiles. We'll be keeping our distance from one another. There will be no intercollegiate athletic competition. Some of you will not be on campus at all. It's a different time, a time likely that will define your generation. But that's not the whole story. The educational journey on which you embark today remains deeply rooted in our history and freshly relevant in this moment of time. Our founders established in 1842 the values that would guide their university and that guide us to this day. They wrote, and I quote, that the university is to be forever conducted on the most liberal principles, accessible to all religious denominations, and designed for the benefit of citizens in general. Our founders understood the value of a liberal education, an education that frees the mind to explore new ways of understanding, an education that cultivates intellectual curiosity and unleashes creative imagination. This is the foundation of everything that happens here. This semester, you may have a mask on your face, but your mind will soar free. Our founders were Methodists, but they wanted their university to welcome students from all backgrounds. They gave us a founding commitment to diversity and to the wonderful richness that accompanies the experience of being with people whose life experiences are different from our own. Our founders understood that the ultimate benefit of an Ohio Wesleyan education is not to you as students who will earn a baccalaureate degree, but to the world that you will serve with the education you receive here. Those values, a rigorous liberal arts education, a diverse community that welcomes and embraces all students, and a commitment to making the world a better place will shape everything about your experience here. Those opportunities begin in the classrooms and the laboratories and the studios, where you will join fellow students and our faculty in the relentless pursuit of knowledge and creative expression. The classrooms will be different this fall. Some of them will be virtual. The faculty have worked tirelessly throughout the summer to prepare for this new semester, and they are eager to get to know you and to welcome you to their classes. Your education here is framed by the OWU connection. Through research and intellectual inquiry, we want you to explore the things you care about. We want you to do it in ways that help you to learn to think big. Through travel and cross-cultural experiences when COVID ends, we want you to put yourself in the physical settings where you experience new and diverse perspectives on life. We want you to see the world. We want you to go global. Through internships and service learning, we want you to take what you have learned in the classroom and apply it in the real world. We call it putting theory into practice. This is where you get real. Think big. Go global. Get real. This is the OWU connection, and this is the essence of OWU. Now, those of you who are on campus no doubt have seen the enormous amount of construction taking place on the residential campus. As a residential liberal arts university, we value the relationships that are established in the places where you live. Think about how you will benefit from your residential experience. Get to know your neighbors. Engage in conversation. The residence hall is a classroom of its own. And if you're among those who are not on campus this fall, take advantage of the opportunities we will provide to connect virtually with your classmates. Some of them will become friends for life. You begin your college experience at a time when our society is wrestling with the issues of race in ways that are long overdue. The murder of George Floyd was a defining moment, reminding all of us of the enormous work that remains to be done to develop a society that is free of racism, and a recognition that we will not achieve that society without an anti-racist agenda. This will be an important part of our work at Ohio Wesleyan in the coming year. A few years ago, we were privileged to welcome Congressman John Lewis to campus. He shared his life story with warmth, humility, and grace. And he then challenged all of us to make good trouble in the work for change. As you know, Congressman Lewis died last month. On the day of his memorial service, the New York Times published a letter Congressman Lewis had written in the last days of his life. It was a letter for your generation. I'd like to share some of that letter with you now. Congressman Lewis wrote, "While my time here has now come to an end, I want you to know that in the last days and hours of my life, you inspired me. You filled me with hope about the next chapter of the great American story when you used your power to make a difference in our society. Millions of people motivated simply by human compassion laid down the burdens of division. Around the country and the world, you set aside race, class, age, language, and nationality to demand respect for human dignity." John Lewis continued, "Ordinary people with extraordinary vision can redeem the soul of America by getting in what I call good trouble, necessary trouble. Voting and participating in the democratic process are key. The vote is the most powerful nonviolent change agent you have in a democratic society. You must also study and learn the lessons of history because humanity has been involved in this soul-wrenching existential struggle for a very long time. People on every continent have stood in your shoes through decades and centuries before you. The truth does not change, and that's why the answers worked out long ago can help you find solutions to the challenges of your time. Continue to build union between movements stretching across the globe because we must put away our willingness to profit from the exploitation of others. Though I may not be here with you," he wrote, "I urge you to answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. In my life," Congressman Lewis says, "I have done all I can do to demonstrate the way of peace. The way of love and nonviolence is the more excellent way. Now it is your turn to let freedom ring." When historians pick up their pens to write the story of the 21st century, let them say it was your generation who laid down the heavy burdens of hate at last, and that peace finally triumphed over violence, aggression, and war. So I say to you," he concluded, "walk with the wind, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be your guide." John Lewis. Today you embark on your education at OWU. The education you receive here will equip you to answer the highest calling of your heart and to stand up for what you truly believe. I am honored to welcome you, and I look forward to all that will happen as a result of your time on this campus. Welcome to OWU. It is a great day to be a bishop.
My name is Karlyn Crowley, and I am the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Ohio Wesleyan. And a Provost is a fancy name for Chief Academic Officer. When Ohio Wesleyan was founded, they created what we would now call core values, and they called Statement of Aims. This sounds sort of abstract. What is an aim? You aim an arrow at a target, you aim a camera at an object, or maybe I should do this. You have a clarity of focus and determination. Think for a moment about a moment in your life in which you gave something your total and transfixed attention. I used to jump horses, which is pretty thrill-seeking. It gave my mother a heart attack. You're headed at a galloping breakneck speed toward a jump, and if you're off just by a moment, if you're distracted, there's a chance the horse will balk or refuse the jump or crush you underneath it. None of those are great options. But the difference is whether you're one with the horse in complete focus, with steady breath and your eye both on the jump and beyond it. You have to aim for a spot beyond the jump to make it over. Your aim is on the jump and what comes after. Students should always keep their eye on what's next. That helps build a wider perspective. And that concept really has implications for each of the 3 aims we commit to at OWU. The first one, impart knowledge. Think of a time, even as a child, when you wanted to learn something so badly. Stats on your favorite football team, everything biographical about your favorite band, all there is to know about your favorite animal. OWU takes that desire to the next level. Here your curiosity has no limit as you explore knowledge about the past and present that advances the human spirit, knowledge about the humanities and arts and sciences that will shape the rest of your life, while also, if you let it, shape the good life of others. Number 2, develop capabilities. A capability is a power or the ability to do something. At OWU, you not only gain foundational skills of writing, thinking, talking, reading for life, you will integrate them as you discover your vocation or calling for your life's work or career. Number 3, a values-based education. A values-based education means knowing who you are, understanding others, relishing cultural difference, and taking seriously what it means to be a citizen in a free society. It means grappling with challenging ethical issues, the kind that makes students leaders who serve in a complex world. These 3 aims are backed by every single faculty and staff member because our focus is on you. At OWU, our students come first. Great teaching is truly valued. Students play an active role in university decision-making, and our staff are focused on your growth, your safety, your success. So the question is, what's your aim? What will you have a single-minded purpose toward? What will help you make the jump and the ride after? It's now my pleasure to ask Ohio Wesleyan's Vice President of Student Engagement and Success, Dr. Dwayne Todd, to lead our new class of OWU students in reading The Student Commitment.
Today, you join thousands of Ohio Wesleyan students. Since 1842, they have stood in this very spot, and in these same buildings, they have explored and studied humanity's greatest ideas. They have grown on this campus, they have made lifelong friends, and they have become moral citizens in a global economy. I will read the student promise, and I ask that you read along with me where you are, and make this commitment for yourself as a learner at Ohio Wesleyan. I will embrace opportunities for academic growth, leadership, and service that have a positive impact on me and the Ohio Wesleyan community. I will value the time that I have been given to explore my interests and passions with an open mind to new possibilities. I will respect each individual person and appreciate their unique perspectives, regardless of appearance, ethnicity, faith, gender, ability, sexual orientation, or social standing. I will contribute my talents, gifts, and ideas towards strengthening this campus community and, as I am able, improving the world. Thank you. Please join the newest class of Ohio Wesleyan University students as senior Austin Wood leads us in the singing of the alma mater.
Ohio Wesleyan, sweetly and strong, rises our hymn of praise for thee alone. Heaven re-echoes it, loud let it ring. Ohio Wesleyan, loyal hearts sing. Ohio Wesleyan, proud is thy crown. Rarest of laurels e'er vict'ry has known. Noblest achievements have hallowed thy name. Ohio Wesleyan, deathless thy fame.
Thank you, Austin. The next time the class of 2024 assembles in front of Merrick Hall, adjacent to where we are standing today, will be for your graduation. As you begin the journey toward that day on this day, we look forward to the vast network of connections you will weave between now and that great celebration we will share in May of 2024. But now it is time to officially open the academic year. When Ohio Wesleyan was founded in 1842, it acquired a bell. This is that bell, which year after year has sounded the opening of the academic year and at commencement the closing of the academic year. After more than 175 years, the bell does not ring so much as it clanks. But it is my honor now with this historic bell to announce that the academic year 2020-2021 at Ohio Wesleyan is officially open. Thank you for joining us for this convocation. May you have an Ohio Wesleyan experience that you will remember with joy forever.